Hello and welcome to the Wait What podcast.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm not sorry. But look at you. You're just so full of yourself now. Actually, you're full of something else. You're a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son. Yeah, I know. That was not easy to say.
And scene.
I hate that promo so much. That promo sucks.
I'm David. This is Liam.
And apparently I'm Roman Reigns. Not good Roman Reigns either.
Yeah. This is he had to do this because of if you watched our episode last week, we did a predictions contest and Liam lost, so he had to do a promo that I decided the suffering sacrifice promo.
Because we agree, one of the worst promos ever.
Well, considering what he would then go on to do, promo-wise, just promo-wise and character-wise, obviously, but promo-wise, fucking hell.
And don't forget numbers-wise, $800,000 just on belts.
Yeah, true. And he is the talk of everything that's going on in wrestling at the moment. So, please do everything that it says down below. There is no Mitchell with us this week because he is off enjoying his anniversary.
Yep.
So, just another quick thing. I won't be ripping this t-shirt. I like this t-shirt. It's one of the rotation ones. Please check out the TikTok. Yeah. So, if you watched last week, I said that.
Hang on.
It's a good place for an edit.
Come on, buttons. I've got her. Oh, you got her? Sorry, I was not going to help. I was just getting it to the point where I can edit it and help you. Okay. Yeah, I know. Apologies. I can cut it off from there anyway and just stitch it together.
Oh yeah,
you see the editing from the last one where I managed to cut it and it slipped in quite nicely.
Well,
as you were, sir.
So if you watched the episode last week, I said that with Mitchell not being here, me and Liam would review Summerslam and then go on to talk everything to do with wrestling because he is the hottest thing at the moment right now. And August is wrestling month because we're going to have another wrestling episode at the end of the month as well. Into September time. So we're gonna start with what happened this SummerSlam, seeing as it is fresh in the memory. It happened on Saturday night. What do we think of that? You didn't realize it was a stadium show. Like I
didn't. For some, I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't notice it. I've not really been paying attention to that, but I should have. And it was, it was great. I like the set.
Yeah, the set was great. The stadium looks huge. I like that. Like, even with the big stadium kind of things, the entrances, like the staging kind of thing, is literally just like the smallest bit, so they can fit as many seats in possible. So
the crowd was good. The crowd was good for this. They were hot.
Yeah, they were. I didn't like how the ramp kind of did the corner thing, but I guess just from where they had to come out to make it to the ring to get again for the seats and stuff like that. I suppose it had to be done like that. But I just feel a bit weird, like when they're running, and then I swear it was Randy one time. Like he was running to the stage, he's just like, wait, which way do I go? Oh, it's down this way. I swear he did that when he was on the way. But that's a minor gripe, as I say. The event started. Oh, sorry, we had to record before SmackDown, and there was there was a major thing that happened on SmackDown. The tag titles changed because Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga smashed Team DIY, mainly Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
And the other major thing is that Cody said that their match would be Bloodline Rules, which we wish we knew before we made our predictions, because that did change everything pretty much.
Yeah. Bastard.
Our predictions were mainly about the idea that Roman would come out like after the match, but with that, it's just like, well, therefore everyone's coming into the to interference. But yeah, that was what happens. The event started with Jelly Roll performing the national anthem, and then Triple H. No, he performed America the Beautiful, sorry, not the national anthem. Then Triple H, his music hit, which was, great to hear the game. He comes out. I thought he was going to go down to the ring. He didn't go down to the ring. He just welcomed everyone to SummerSlam and then introduced Jelly Roll again so he could sing the SummerSlam theme song. Usually his musical performances are like stuck somewhere in the middle of the show. I like that they kind of got out of the way early. The song's pretty good, and I liked also that they were flashing like the what's been happening in the wrestling, like to lead up to the moment anyway for us. So you weren't just watching Jelly Roll, you were also seeing it. It was like a kind of like pre-show thing, I suppose, which I had to say, the pre-show was 3 hours and it had no matches. So why the hell were people watching the pre-show? It is ridiculous that WWE are doing that.
You can cuss AEW all you want. At least their pre-show has a match on it. You can watch something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's only 7 matches on this card, and if you're going to have a 3-hour pre-show, like, put some other wrestlers on there to kind of wrestle in front of the crowd. I don't know. Maybe they don't want wrestlers wrestling in front of people as they're coming in. Makes it look a bit, less than. You don't want to be on there kind of thing. I can understand that.
Makes it look a bit like AEW, yeah?
No, less than. I didn't say AEW. And, but I would argue you could at least have one match, like at the end, when the crowd is a bit fuller kind of thing to
get them pumped, get them ready.
Yeah. But anyway, they did that.
Again, and then again, the first match, you don't need to get pumped for.
Well, no, before we had the first match, I forgot Miz was the host. So we just had Triple H come out and introduce Jelly Roll. What the hell? What? And then Miz is in the crowds saying, "Welcome to WrestleMania." And then we got our first match. And I was just like, I understand probably Triple H wanted to be out there to do the announcement and stuff like that. But he did take something away from Miz not being able to do it.
Yeah.
But, oh, well. I'm sure the Miz was heartbroken with his attractive wife that was also there on the day. Yeah. You should change your name to I Hate Miz as well. There you go.
You carry on, sir. You carry on.
The first match was one of the ones that was very highly anticipated. It was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan with Dominic Mysterio in Rhea Ripley's corner. This match was obviously very highly anticipated because of the story that has been leading up to it for many weeks. Liv has been running away from Rhea, and she carried that up on in the beginning of the match. Rhea eventually catches up with her, starts to dish out a bit of punishment, and Liv evades Rhea at one point when she's charging her in the corner, and then Rhea hits the post, and then that's when she starts to sell her shoulder, saying it's come out, acting like it's been dislocated and stuff like that.
I believed it was until she started doing that shit with hitting it in the ropes in the corner.
I never believed it was because she was, again, if that had happened to her, she would have been yelling out "It's out" kind of thing to people. So I got that it was part of the story, but yeah, when she started hitting it into things, it was it was what it was. They had to do something to kind of like make Rhea. No, that was the target kind of thing. I feel like Liv Morgan could have just worked on the shoulder, worked on the arm, but they decided to go this route with it, and it was that's what they decided.
She didn't really go after the arm after that, did she?
Suppose not. No. I mean, she did put on arm. She tried to put on an arm bar. I remember towards the end of the match, but Rhea had it blocked, and that's when Rhea picked her up and stuff. There was a moment when Liv Morgan goes out to dive on Rhea, but Dominic Mysterio pushes Rhea out the way so that Liv dives on him, and that kind of made it look like Dominic was obviously on Rhea's side because he dodged a bullet for her. Rhea eventually mounts a comeback. She hits a riptide into the turnbuckle, I believe. Sorry, because Liv Morgan at this point has been working on Rhea. She can't put her away, so she gets frustrated. She grabs a steel chair from the ringside, brings it into the ring. That's when Rhea starts her comeback, hits the riptide into the corner, hits another riptide in the ring, and instead of going for the pin, she grabs the steel chair. She goes to hold it above her head, like she's going to hit Liv with the steel chair. Dominic takes it away from her. At first, everyone's like, whoa, kind of thing. And then Dominic's making the very correct statement that you can't win the title if you're going to hit it with the chair. Rhea seems to understand that after her first being like, what the hell are you doing? And then Liv kicks Rhea into Dominic to move him off. And then
I saw that.
Rhea.
Saw that coming a mile off, by the way. Went a mile away. When she went the backwards of the chair, I was like, Dom is 100% grabbing that. I was like, 100%. Yeah. I thought that's when the turn was coming.
Exactly,
that was the turn.
I thought that was a good little wrinkle to put in there for what would eventually happen, because it looked like, again, Dominic's on her side. He's only looking out for what's best for her, and Rhea then got kicked into Dominic, and then Liv hits Rhea with the Oblivion. And I think if they were still going to continue the Dominic-Rhea kind of storyline,
she would have won.
That's where she would have won, but she didn't. Whereas Rhea kicks out the Oblivion. And that's when Dominic throws the steel chair into the ring, distracts the referee. Liv hits another Oblivion onto Rhea onto the chair and gets the pin. And
did you clock the camera snap to Dom afterwards when he was smirking and snickering? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
It wasn't very long, but it literally sort of like you can see her win, and then all of a sudden it snaps to Dominic, and he's got that slimy little Eddie Guerrero-esque
moustache.
Do you know what? Before we obviously get to the nitty-gritty of what happens and why we hate Dominic Mysterio, can we put some respect on his name for how he's been since he's left? Absolutely. Since he's left Bray behind. Can we? Because do you know what? I'm going to make an outrageous statement here.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic is currently one of my favorite heels at the moment, and is on his way to being one of my favorite of all time. Early on. Yeah. And I love me a good heel. I love me some Willie Reeks. Bit of William Regal, little shitbag heels. I love them. They're great.
He's still, you can complain about him maybe not wrestling as much at the moment, but he's still so fucking young. He's still he's in his 20s, and he doesn't need to. Exactly. His character, even though when he does wrestle, he's still wrestles great and stuff.
He's a good wrestler though. He's a good wrestler.
Yeah, and it's what I mean is that he's not wrestling to the point where he's challenging for titles and stuff like that.
No,
but
he's held gold. He's held gold, and he won it the right way, like a slimy little sleaze bag.
Well, the NXT one, you mean?
Yeah, North American champion. Yeah.
And the thing I didn't like about this little detail is that Liv Morgan, after winning, looks shocked and surprised at Dominic that this has happened, and then Dominic goes in to kiss her, and then she recipients.
Oh, he goes.
Yeah.
He goes.
Oh yeah. He definitely was kissing her for a little bit, and then she was reciprocating backwards.
It was like who's kissing Liv right now? Is it Dirty Dom or is it Dominic? Who's kissing Liv right now? Which?
So yeah, I didn't like that mainly because surely Liv Morgan's plan this whole time has been for this to happen. So why was she surprised that it happened?
Don't forget, we're recording this. Raw is on tonight as we're recording this. They could come out. I'm very excited for Raw. I'm very, very excited. Not only do we get to see, I know it's a tangent, but not only do we get to see the Wyatt Six, and I get to see Dexter Lumis again. Fucking love his Lou look. I can't wait to see this part because the way Rhea sells. Did you see the video that they put on Instagram and X off of her sort of crying?
She looks heartbroken.
Yeah, she looks heartbroken because
and then she remembers.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, in the ring, she was kind of doing both at the same time. You could see she was angry, but she was heartbroken. And when she gets backstage, it's the slow, the walk on her own. Her makeup is smudged a little bit. She's crying, and then all of a sudden, that switch goes off, And even Triple H said it in the press conference. He was like, everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, I'd love to be Dom with Liv and Rhea." He's like, I would hate to be Dom. He was like, he's got an ass kicking coming. Don't be surprised soon if it's Dom versus Rhea. Don't be surprised because Rhea has whooped men's asses before. Akira Tozawa got flattened.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing. Like if Rhea won something where she was allowed to pick her opponent, and everyone assumes she's going to go after Liv in the title, but no, she goes up to Dominic. Exactly.
That'd be great.
That'd be fantastic. They'll get a huge pop as well.
Oh yeah, huge. If she wasn't over already, could you imagine her just ragdolling Dominic?
Yeah. And if Dominic could claim like some kind of like domestic abuse or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the first match. Lot to talk about. Thankfully, not as much to talk about in the second match. The second match was Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker. It was
short, wasn't it? It was shortened. It was supposed to be a 12-minute match.
But it's what it needed to be, in my opinion. Because like the last match was very good, but it showed that Bron was, wasn't ready, wasn't focused. Then this match is a lot shorter because it was pretty much a squash. But
yeah, I was going to say this question. That's the question that came to my mind was, why didn't you just do this the first time? I know you built the story if he's not ready, but it's kind of made Sami look a little bit like a sausage. Do you know what I mean? Like I understand. I understand how Bron should. This is how Bron should be winning matches. He's an animal. He's literally. Yeah. I don't mean to say it because he is, but he's a genetic freak. He really is. He's a Steiner. Yeah. He's a genetic freak, and this is how it should happen. But what's the point of having that big back and forth? We just loses to him kicking 7 shades of shit out of Sami Zayn.
I feel that it's for 2 reasons. One, the real world reason, the business reason that you have Bron Breakker win his first title in front of a massive stadium crowd at a big marquee event in Cleveland. And the storyline reason, obviously, you're telling the story of Bron Breakker progressing and becoming a better, more fearful, more like angry person. And Sami Zayn doesn't lose anything from that because Sami Zayn's had a great IC title run. He defended his title, I think, something mad like 13 times, I think I heard, which, compared to Logan Paul is crazy.
In all fairness, Sammy's had one of the best matches of the year for me when he wrestled Gunther. That was one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. And the best one of the year so far, really.
And him and Jay have already beaten the tag champions. So
we did say this. Yeah. And with obviously with Rhea, they're happening with Dom, and what's to come, they're champions. It's you can see it. This Judgment Day shit's not over. No. Sami Zayn is going to move on to the next thing.
I feel like Sami Zayn's probably
if you could pick his next feud. Who's your next feud for Breakker?
For Breakker? Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Run that back. Fucking 10 times.
I don't know if it's the next feud or if it's the one that I think should happen at the next big show kind of thing. Because like the next feud could just be against someone that's going to make Bron look good,
Bronson Reed. He's been floating around that title with him, Sheamus, Pete Dunne.
Babyface.
Pete Dunne. Breakker's going to be a babyface. Pete Dunne is heel at the minute. He is.
I don't think
people love Bron.
I don't know if that's the way he's being portrayed though.
Well, if it's a babyface and it's Sheamus, we'll see.
Yeah. The next mid-card match for the mid-card title, I mean. Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the US title. Firstly, Logan Paul comes out and Machine Gun Kelly is one of the security guards. I knew he was going to be involved somehow.
Machine Gun Kelly hitting the double buys should never happen. Never. I shouldn't be hitting the double buys, but even there's more there for me for a fucking Machine Gun Kelly looks like he hasn't eaten in about 6 months. He's more tattoos than muscle mass.
That's true.
And that's coming from me.
LA Knight hits his entrance, comes out in the Prime thing that he stole on the SmackDown that we didn't watch, and then takes 2 attempts to smash the window. Finally does, walks through and tells everyone he's going to be the new US champ. That's cool. I've kind of felt like that was the showing that he's going to be the one to win this match.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he got a walk-through entrance. He got
Yeah.
the walk-through entrance. That's what it was.
I like the start of this match that they kind of started brawling on the outside, so they could, have some exciting like outside the ring spots and stuff like that.
That net breaker on the table was filth. That net breaker on the table was dirty.
Yeah, it was. They must have something on the table to make sure that it doesn't break in those situations, though, because obviously they needed the table break for later in the main event. So I'm assuming that they've got something that they kind of switch in and out for when they want the table to break.
They might have something that goes. They might have something that goes underneath it, like a ballast line, a bit like on feet or something that sits underneath it, so that it sort of absorbs the thing.
Yeah, because as I say, back when there was two announce tables there,
it was a Spanish.
The
four Spanish announcers every week.
Yeah. So they eventually started the match. Logan Paul, we say it every time we have to talk about wrestling, is a natural at this. He got a legit shot to the eye though. He definitely got like a.
He's gonna have a saucy. He's probably right now. He's probably got a saucy black eye. Saucy.
Yeah, I'm glad that. Yeah, I bet that I did that for to make a point.
Yeah, probably.
We have to. I mean, the crowd is. If there's any concern about Cleveland's like cheering Logan Paul, there was none. There was none eventually. Even when Logan Paul hit a very impressive move where he did a spinning springboard moonsault to the outside, which looked absolutely incredible.
I cannot believe he managed to not even from like jump onto a springboard onto the top rope. No. Standing, grabbed the top rope, jumped up, spun mid-air, and then hit a perfect. That was a perfect moonsault.
Yeah.
He has no right to be this damn good.
Yeah.
He has no right. None whatsoever.
And the best thing, and what shows that he is so good, is that he hit that cool move and everyone popped for it, and then immediately afterwards started chanting, "You still suck."
Yeah. Yeah.
LA Knight was again heavily over with the crowd. Every time they hit Logan Paul, they were going, "Yeah." Eventually gets to the point where Logan starts to try to cheat. The first they go over to where his boys are, and LA drags two of his boys over. The crowd starts attacking them. Logan Paul saves his boys and then has an exchange with Machine Gun Kelly, where Machine Gun Kelly gives him brass knuckles on the chain.
Did he really have to come this side of the barricade to do that, though? Because the amount of fart arsing around, it could have just done that, just handed him over. Could have just easily handed him over.
He's Machine Gun Kelly. He'd already gone over the barricade once.
Yeah, I suppose
so Logan Paul has the brass knuckles, and for whatever reason decides to try and hit him in the side of the head from the outside of the ring rather than going for a full blast to the dome.
Yeah.
Because LA Knight sells it a little bit, and then when Logan Paul goes to the buckshot lariat, Knight swerves it, hits the BFT, and then pins him 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul was close to the ropes, so he's claiming some kind of get out online. Which I quite like.
I think his foot was under the bottom rope. It looks like it was.
I like he's using it online at the moment as the reason why that he's been cheated out of everything. He's going to sue people and stuff like this. It's obviously building to the rematch, hopefully. And yeah, it'll be another good match, I'm sure.
I genuinely popped when LA Knight won. I was like, finally.
Yeah. Well, he had to win.
For that. He had to
win. Yeah.
He had no choice.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure we saw Stephanie McMahon in the crowd at some point during this.
Yes, she did. They camera pan to her, yeah.
Yeah, looking only how Stephanie McMahon can look.
Glorious.
I don't mean anything by that. I mean she's a very attractive older woman, and she seemed to, and she was like dancing around like that kind of like mum energy kind of thing.
Yeah,
just like it's Stephanie McMahon. It's just like where's her kids? Maybe they should.
She definitely pronounces it tortillas. She definitely pronounces that.
Microwave, yes.
And she goes into a Spanish restaurant and she pronounces everything wrong.
So the next match was Bayley versus Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship.
This match fucking screwed me because if Tiffy Time didn't get her own fucking briefcase, she would have fucking cashed it in. Because she got given a briefcase on the Friday night, I knew I was cooked. As soon as she got that briefcase, I was like, well, they're clearly going to be selling those. So she's holding that for at least 6 months. At least. I was like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So the Bayley and Nia had a pretty decent match. I liked how they kind of ran back some of the spots they'd had in previous matches. There was a callback to their first match in London as well, which was pretty crazy. When she hits when Bayley puts in the submission that she won with at the end. They go back and forth. Nia hits the Annihilator and Bayley kicks out. I believe that's the first. She's the first person to do so.
Yes, I believe she was. Yeah.
Bayley hits Nia, I believe, with the Bayley's belly, and Nia goes up on the turnbuckle, and then Bayley walks Nia Jax out and hits her with a massive crab.
She takes like four. She takes like 4 steps. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then she hits her with the elbow drop from the top rope for a near fall, and that's when we hear it's Tiffy time, and Tiffany Stratton starts running down to the ring with a briefcase. Bayley knocks her off the ring, but the distraction causes Nia to be able to attack Bayley, hits her with a Samoan drop, and then hits her with 2 and 9.
Was it 2 or was it 3?
2 Annihilators.
It was consecutive. That was consecutive. Let's put it this way: she's lucky she didn't get the Annihilator that Lyra Valkyria got. That's crazy.
I don't think Corey could have handled seeing one of that last time again.
I don't think anyone else should take one. That was crazy, man.
It was. And Nia is now the champion. Tiffany Stratton was just there to provide the distraction. They celebrate together, and I think
now we're gonna get 6 to 9 months of Tiffany Stratton possibly turning babyface, or Nia's not turning babyface. Yeah, it's gonna be Stratton. It has to be, unless Nia's gonna lose it.
The only 2 people I think that can realistically beat Nia for the title would be Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Are they not? They lost the tag titles again, though, didn't they?
They lost in their tag title match against the Unholy Union.
Whichever one of them turns heel, it'll be the other one. If Bianca, because one of them, there's something going there. One's going to turn on the other. If Bianca turns, finally, it's about damn time. Jade will win it. If Jade turns on Bianca, Bianca will win it. Because the idea of Bianca hitting a KOD on Nia Jax would look insane, and Jade hitting the Jaded on Nia Jax would look insane.
I can see something where maybe Tiffany Stratton interferes and cashes in to make it a triple threat, pinning the other person that isn't Nia in order to save the title for their little team. And she acts like it's a big thing that Nia should be happy with as well, but Nia's pissed about it.
And beats the fuck out of her.
Yeah. And then that turns Tiffany babyface.
Yeah.
That's what happens on all the mid-card matches. Then we get into the big 3. So the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre match with Seth Rollins, special guest referee, was 5th. A fantastic entrance on both sides, kind of thing. All 3, in fairness, I forgot about Seth. Seth's referee attire was not as outrageous as everyone was speculating, but he did have kind of like
the jacket. The jacket was crazy.
The vest had an homage to Shawn Michaels kind of thing.
What did Corey say? He was like it's like bedazzled for something. Like I didn't even notice it until Corey said it, and I saw all the stripes had all the things down it. I was like, oh yeah.
So this was heavy with story as well. The main kind of like points in it is that Seth is allowing both men to bend the rules as much as possible. When they don't listen to his 5 count, though, he berates both men. When though they want to start hurting each other in more violent ways, he turns a blind eye. He lets Drew hit Punk with he hits him. I remember the guillotine thing into the steel frame of the ring.
I know when he was using the steps that Seth started tying his shoelaces.
There was using steps on the outside. But Seth finally draws the line when Drew goes to use a chair on Punk for some reason. Even though Drew's making the point of that kind of thing that you hate him as much as I do, so let me just end this.
I remember because then he goes to hit him and he just snatches it.
Mm-hmm. There's a point where Punk obviously gets the upper hand on McIntyre, hits him, gets like a visual pinfall on McIntyre a few times throughout the match. Even the point with the Anaconda Vice as well.
Just said Anaconda Vice spot was good with the bracelet and all that stuff. Yeah.
Drew. So earlier in the match, Drew is taunting CM Punk with the bracelet. There's a point where Punk is able to get the bracelet off of Drew, but he isn't able to get the bracelet when Drew grabs him back. Seth Rollins picks up the bracelet and puts it on himself. So then when Punk has got the Anaconda Vice on, he sees Seth is wearing the bracelet and it breaks the hold to confront Seth. I thought that was stupid for Punk to do, but I understand that he's losing, so they've got to find some way for him to lose.
Well, it was clever. So, I liked how you could hear it all as well. And Seth was like, "What's wrong with you?"
The point where Punk says to him, "You're as bad a referee as you are a wrestler," kind of thing, was like obviously the big all moment when Seth starts saying back to Punk about how it's not all about him. There's saying about he just needs to leave, he needs to get out, saying all the things that Drew kind of agrees with as well. I
love what Punk says after. So once it hits him with a GTS. And he says to him, he said, "It might not always be about me, but it would never be about you." And I was just like, I was just sitting there and I was just like, oof. I was like, oof, that's a fucking low blow that one is, mate.
Yeah. Drew eventually wins after hitting the Claymore thanks to all the distraction and stuff. I like that Seth didn't sell the GTS for as long as a referee would, because obviously he's a wrestler.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. And that Seth still reluctantly counting the 3 count because...
Remember I said to you about the 3 count? I said that would happen, didn't I? It'd be the 1, 2, and then he'd look at him, he'd pause. Yeah. I just got the wrong person. I knew that chair spot was good though as well, because it was almost exactly the same as the Bret Hart and Michaels thing. Because I'm pretty sure he palms Rollins in the face, swings the chair, but stops just before he hits Punk.
Yeah.
And obviously the other one was Bret ate a chair shot to the movie. No, Taker ate a chair shot to the movie.
Taker, yeah. So Drew wins and he proceeds to take the bracelet back off of Punk to continue this feud, it seems. Where they go with this, we don't know because we haven't watched Raw yet.
Rumor is Hell in a Cell and Bad Blood. Rumor.
I mean, that would make sense.
Bad Blood is definitely.
They've got to have. Drew and CM Punk need to have a singles match without Seth Rollins, without Seth Rollins involved, because Seth Rollins is going to go on to be the feud with CM Punk afterwards. Clearly, so
money. Yeah, that's just money.
Yeah, and hopefully Punk looked good in the match. He didn't get injured, so fantastic.
Yeah, he did look good. Yeah.
Punk looks like a misstep. Drew was great as always, and the intrigue is still there in the storyline. It was just literally like it feels like the story should be finished now because they've been going on for so long, but yet it's literally the first match.
We want more. We want more. I saw someone say something about this. It was like this wasn't a match show. This was an angle show. They were saying it's not. I didn't agree entirely because they were like it wasn't great matches, and I was like, well, I don't know what you were watching because I saw some good shit.
Yeah.
But I agree with the whole. It's an angle show, where if you've been watching for the last 6 weeks, especially when it's been ramping up, you're getting an answer to a lot of questions, but you're also getting, okay, cool, we're now at this point. What the fuck is happening next?
Yeah.
Which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, and like Punk and McIntyre fucking still worked a fantastic match kind of thing, you know?
Oh, of course.
Granted, it's not like Ospreay, Omega, Okada kind of thing where they're doing all aggressive things.
You don't need that constant. If McIntyre and Punk started jumping off the top rope, I'd be like, okay, what's going on here? What's going? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, and like I'd say you need a balance of all those kind of matches. Speaking of which, like the hardest hitting match was definitely the next one, which was Priest versus Gunther.
What a match! What a match!
Yeah, this is.
If anyone doubts Damian Priest, you shouldn't anymore.
No,
if you doubt him, no.
I mean, he had a fantastic go dance partner in Gunther kind of thing. You know that does help because Gunther just makes everyone look great.
Of course,
but at the same time, Priest definitely held up his own. A lot of his strikes were great. He made Gunther bleed from the chest, but then I said like when Gunther came out, I was like, he looks like he's already been stabbed to the chest multiple times. He had like red spots already on his chest.
That was from who did he wrestle on Raw?
Oh, Finn Balor.
That was what it was from. So obviously, I reckon they wanted to work the chest on the
5
Monday.
days in the past.
Well,
5 days in the past.
Maybe Finn was out there just chopping the shit out of him before he went out.
Yeah, maybe.
I tell you what,
speaking of Finn,
Damien had like his bisexual Undertaker singlet sort of top on, and even then, I still think those damn chops were fucking painful.
I forgot to mention that you said about the Bret Shawn Undertaker callback in the Punk McIntyre match.
Oh, the gear as well.
They came out dressed like them as well. Punk was dressed in Bret Hart's style. McIntyre came out in a long trench coat like the Undertaker.
Yeah,
crazy.
Proper callback, innit? Proper callback.
Exactly.
I mean, Priest's gear, by the way, was great. Did you see that shot of Priest's entrance?
Yeah.
Of him holding the tile sort of halfway up and there's all purple smoke around him and everything. It was a great picture.
Yeah. So, I say the match is a very hard-hitting affair. There was no kind of like nothing to kind of see through in there.
There was no pussyfooting around.
Gunther goes for a sleeper like late into the match, and Damian manages to kind of power out of it. Finn Balor runs down in order to seemingly support Priest. He doesn't interfere or anything like that. He's just banging on the mat, trying to get him to kind of come on and do something. Gunther attacks Finn Balor, which makes Priest mad, and then Priest starts to come back, and he gets a big near fall off of the South of Heaven. Yeah.
Well, that's where it happens, isn't it? Because when he hits the South of Heaven, he rolls Gunther near the ropes, and as soon as he did that,
Gunther rolls.
Well, either way, as soon as he rolled towards the ropes, as soon as I saw that, I knew it was coming. I was right. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
This is what I hate.
Yeah,
this is the one thing I hate about. I'm not trying to sound big, but knowing as much as I know and how much I can predict. This is where I hate having a knowledge, because as soon as he rolled, I was like, Finn's putting his foot on the rope. Straight away, I just sat there and was like, Finn's putting his foot on the rope. And as soon as he went 1, 2, Finn almost botched it, didn't move quick enough, but grabbed his leg, put it on the rope, and then he did that stupid fucking angry gimp face thing he does, where he just stands there, just staring menacingly. Not like he's 2 foot nothing. Indeed. Yeah, when he's about 4 foot nothing, just like little Irish geezer.
Yeah. So Gunther, Priest goes to confront Balor, but then Gunther attacks him, hits him with a powerbomb, gets a near fall.
And then he goes after him again.
With the face of thunder as well, which was brilliant.
I want to credit this as well. They made Priest a smart babyface because he watched the fucking replay. How many times does someone not watch the replay? He watched the replay, lunged for Balor, missed, got stacked up by Gunther, was so angry he kicked out and still
went for Balor.
the look in his face, work or
Yeah.
not, working together or not. If I'd have been Balor, I'd have been like, raw. Oh, shit. That's a big dude.
And then Gunther had to make him pass out with a sleeper hold in order to win.
I like how he didn't tap. Yeah, I like how he didn't tap. He choked him out.
I like
quit.
the little detail of Priest was so angry at Balor kind of thing. He kicked out and still went for Balor because that's where his focus was now. That's how he lost the title.
Balor is going to get well, let me rephrase that. Carlito and JD McDonough are going to get the shit kicked out of them for the next couple of weeks. When Priest, poor Carlito, man, I like him. He's funny. He's so funny. He's going to get chokeslammed so many times. Maybe even
he's going to get PS5.
If he gets his, well, that's true. That's a good point actually. But if Priest gets his hands on Dominic, and if Priest gets his hands on Balor, someone's getting hurt.
So now, obviously, this looks like the breakup of the Judgment Day with Priest and Ripley now being screwed over by members of the Judgment Day. So what do you think we're going to see now? Are we going to see this new group with Liv involved now? And so you got Liv, Finn, JD, Carlito, and Dominic as like the new group?
They're going to call it the Judgment Club.
Right.
Get Gallows and Anderson in. See if AJ Styles, you got Tama Tonga Loa. Going to sack off the bloodline, and they're just going to get the Judgment Club in. Yeah. Get Hikuleo in too.
Right. And then we build it up to Priest and Rhea kind of working together as well, or what?
Well, I can see the next thing coming is going to be a mixed tag match. It'd be Rhea and Priest against Dom and Liv. That's the obvious answer. No,
Balor and Liv.
Balor and Liv. Sorry. Balor
with Dominic in their corner.
Yeah. I feel, or if it's Dom and Liv, it will be Rhea and Jay. I feel like Jay's getting to get sucked into this because of the whole.
Well, yeah,
yeet
the
thing.
tag titles. Well,
the tag titles and the whole does Jay Russo have your number? And she's just like yeet. I can see they're going to do. Rikishi's really upset about this. He's not happy. Rikishi is.
You see what Jay said? And do you see what Jay said?
No, what did he say?
Jay just said, "Just watch the show, Dad." It was like, I love my dad. He does his rap. He gets me on the show. He's personal, He says his opinion. Everyone's allowed to assume. But sometimes I'm just like, just watch the show, Dad. Do your raps, do things. So he's just like, I love my dad. Shout out to my dad. Is what he said at the end.
Shout out Big Keish. We love Rikishi, but it's not Keish. Don't worry, bro. It's not going to ruin his marriage.
I can see Finn Balor and JD McDonough dropping the titles to Jay and Sammy as a result of Damian Priest interfering to kind of to screw him over. That's
well, you could have it where Priest comes running out and Balor just fucking runs and just leaves JD on his own.
Yeah,
and JD can take the fall, just get murked. A little super kick, little spear, beluga kick,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then before we got to the main event. There was a bit where Miz comes out to announce the attendance.
Just like to point out, I got this right too because I told you Austin Theory and Waller were coming out.
Great.
Told you they were coming out.
They came out. They they cussed Miz and Truth. Truth said that they were the Rock and Roll Express. I don't know.
That was funny. But he got his eye fixed. He looks good.
Yeah, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller insulted Jelly Roll and Machine Gun Kelly as well, just as an aside as well. He wasn't even involved in the storyline. That's a quick little fuck you. Grayson, I like that. Grayson Waller saw Machine Gun Kelly. He just went, and Machine Gun Kelly as well.
Yeah, he's like, your music was as bad as our truths.
Oh, and Machine Gun Kelly's. And then Jelly Roll comes into the ring, hits. He has a chair. So he uses the chair eventually on both men. He hits Theory with a one-handed chokeslam. Yeah, he hits Theory with a one-handed chokeslam, which Theory got well up for.
By the way, Theory made him look fantastic because that chokeslam, Theory looked like he was dead.
I say one-handed. And Miz True fans, Jelly Roll went on to give Theory a 5-knuckle shuffle, which would have been a 15-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a three-way tribute to our true boyhood hero, John Cena.
John Cena has teased doing a match with Jelly Roll as part of his retirement tour. I want to see it. I'm not going to lie. I would be interested in seeing that. Jelly Roll ain't got to be great. It's just got to be there. He's got to be there as Jelly Roll. I like Jelly Roll. I like he's a big guy with tattoo face. He's like Post Malone if he even more didn't give a shit about his appearance.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So the main event began with Solo coming out on his own, as we all expected, because it's Bloodline rules. They're all going to come out later. We get Cody in the bus, which I thought, oh, okay, this is a long one. Also, this match was sponsored by the vodka that he endorses as well.
American Weekly,
yeah, Weekly so good they drink it neatly. I know that slogan because I've watched all of Cody Rhodes' little interview things that he does. They mention Weekly vodka quite a bit.
Yeah, go watch them. I watched the Miz one. It's funny. Go watch them. They're good.
Watch the Truth one. The Truth one is the best one. I love Cody so much for his personality. Anyway, Cody's walking through. He gets his dog, which again was a bit of a surprise to me. I was just like, why is he walking his dog backstage? It's like, surely the dog's not coming out as well. Like AEW made that mistake. He bumps into Arn on the way. Arn basically just informs Cody that he's got backup tonight, so he's all right.
I think the reason he took Pharaoh is because apparently that was the last show that Pharaoh's going to be seen on, because he's 13 and he just wants to stay at home apparently. So that's why.
Right.
That's why Pharaoh was there for the last time.
Oh, okay. That's sad. But it's the same thing for Arn Anderson as well. Actually.
Well, yeah. Well, Arn Anderson's always got that loaded, mate. You know, be careful.
I think it would have been better if it was like that AEW segment where he's burning his ties and stuff. Like if Cody's walking by and there's Arn Anderson just burning his clothes in a dustbin in the middle of the arena, just going, "Go get him, Codes. Yeah, don't worry, I've got this."
And then just goes, "Don't worry, I've got this."
Yeah, I've got this as well.
Arn Anderson 9mm.
He is the enforcer. So Cody gets given his robe. He gets given his cool-looking mask. He walks through to the
adrenaline
stage.
In the soul.
Something. Cody Rhodes. Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, the crowd was a loud woe. It was a very loud woe.
Yeah. Not WrestleMania woe, but it was
no WrestleMania woe. No, that WrestleMania woe at the end after he won is never going to be a topped, because that wasn't just a woe. That was a euphoric woe.
that was a 2-year build woe. That's what that was. A 2-year build.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter about the match because I didn't really pay any attention to it until the Bloodline members ran out. It was good.
It was a good match. Solo looked good. Solo looked better actually. Solo looked better actually than he normally does.
Solo is good. I've always thought Solo.
I like the bit where right at the start when Cody went for the drop down and the punch.
Yeah, and he
just blocked it. Cody hit him with a Cody cutter. Then he blocked the Cody cutter.
Well, there's the point where he went for the disaster kick and Solo caught him in the powerbomb, set up powerbomb kind of thing.
That was cool.
That was cool. But yeah, as I said, I really didn't pay any attention until the Bloodline.
I like how the Bloodline didn't come out to the music. I like how they just bum rushed him from the crowd.
Tonga Loa went to spear Cody into the corner and hit the rope. Poor guy, man. The poor guy.
Tonga
he was wearing an eye patch.
Yeah, but Tonga Loa has arguably had the worst start. He botched his fucking debut, right? He got his bell rung and punched his own brother in the dick twice. And then this time, he just had to run in a straight line, just a straight line. And he ran into the ropes. And Cody had to sell it twice.
Yeah. So they did better with everything after that.
Yeah, I mean that move they did was fucking. That was naughty. That was.
Yeah.
That little net breaker thing. That was well cool.
Yeah. Kevin Owens runs out to make the save.
He looked like he was running so hard and he wasn't going anywhere fast. He looked like he was really trying.
And it was like the opposite of Randy, because when Randy ran out, he was definitely like taking his time. He was slapping.
Oh, he was doing what Jeff Hardy did when he came back in AEW when Matt was getting beat down and he just stand on the stage like, yeah, I'm here. My brother's getting his ass kicked, but I'm going to juke on stage first.
Yeah. But what I do like is that Randy runs in, doesn't fuck around. First thing, RKO. The second thing,
well, it was literally outside the ring. It was pow, straight into the barricade, in there, clothesline, duck, bang, first time.
Yeah, RKO. Then he hits the other Tonga with an RKO. He hits Solo.
He got stunned, didn't he? He got stunned.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
he hits him with a power slam. It was a power slam, and then from power slam into the stunner, and then they brawl with the Tongans on the way out. So then Cody starts to get the advantage. He hits.
You knew it weren't over then as well. You knew it weren't over.
He hit 2 crossroads in a row, and then as he's about to hit the third one, Jacob Fatu runs out again. No music. Hits the whisper in the wind, which he finds some way to do.
The fact that because I know obviously a whisper in the wind is you do turn in the air, but he didn't just turn in the air, he changed direction because Cody was off center. It was off to like the right. So he literally went up and jumped and changed direction mid-air. The man is another genetic freak. I want to see him throw hands with so many people.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to start like wrestling singles matches. He hits Cody with the moonsault where he steps up to the middle on the top rope, and Cody kicks out. Jacob Fatu rolls him outside, puts him onto the announce table, climbs up onto the turnbuckle. I think, Cody's going to move, and that's going to take Jacob Fatu out. Nope, Jacob Fatu puts him through the table anyway, and injures his foot as part of the storyline. And they, from what we're hearing, Jacob Fatu is injured, but that's what the company wants you to think.
Listen, so, if he was legit, if he wasn't injured, the way he sold it was terrifying.
Yeah,
because the anger that came out of him was petrifying. The fact that he literally was screaming, and then them screams of pain then became directed towards Cody. And then you could just hear him screaming at Solo while he was basically just punching the shit out of the floor and himself. And I was like, do you see Corey Graves just run away?
Yeah.
Corey just ran. He was like, he was like, he's been terrorizing us on SmackDown. I'm getting out of here. I just saw it just run.
Yeah, that was good. Look, I don't believe Jacob Fatu is legitimately injured. I hope he's not. It makes sense. It makes sense for the storyline and for this match kind of thing because for what happens in the match, Roman Reigns, his music hits and the crowd proceeds to
his WrestleMania music too because it had the drums in it.
Yeah.
Did you hear it? It had the tribal drums.
Yeah. He walks down to the ring pretty much. Roman Reigns
he looked mean as fuck as well.
With his OTC t-shirt on. And, at first you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know what his intentions are. At first, when he slides into the ring, the camera looks like it's aimed at him and Cody. And then suddenly you see Roman just swerve, goes for the Superman punch, hits Solo.
He wasted no time. Literally, as soon as his feet were literally planted in the ring, that was it. He literally hit the old. I hate that he still does it, but he hit the old lock and load, the old boom, and then punch.
Punch.
Crowd.
Spear.
Where's I love.
He's the way he's the loudest hurrah of his career as well.
Yeah, I like how he does the spear, like how Edge used to do the spear when he used to sit in the corner and he'd pull his hair back and he'd get that crazy look in his face and he'd be bouncing on that bottom rope waiting for him to get up. I like the way Harry does it. He sits in that corner. He just starts shaking and shaking and shaking. I'm not a fan of the ooh-ah shit, but I think the ooh-ah was louder than the whoa.
Yeah, definitely. I think
it was louder than the whoa. And then the short, it was a short range spear as well, because he basically just jumped. He took a couple of steps and then jumped. And it was that visual afterwards of Solo just laying there. He surveys the damage.
Well, obviously, like Roman spears Solo. He then looks at Cody and they have a little stare down, and he leaves the ring in order to kind of just say, you know, do your business. Yeah, do your business. Cody doesn't just take the pin. He gets up, hits him with a crossroads, you know, just so make sure that, you know, he hit the move. And, but he, while pinning him, he's again looking at Roman Reigns. Yeah. And Roman, he's looking conflicted, kind of like on the ramp, because on one hand, he has betrayed his family. On the other hand, his family, you know, betrayed him in this case. And that's, again, this is why I believe Jacob Fatu was injured in storyline. This then means that he didn't have to be taken out by Roman. He was not involved in the match. And he can drop the tag title as well that he just won to Tonga Loa. And he can still be on TV if they want him to, but he'll probably take like a bit of time off. Bash at Berlin's coming up.
Maybe Solo. Maybe Solo will make him give him his title.
Yeah, exactly. Bash and Berlin's coming up. I imagine there might be some issues trying to get Jacob Fatu into Berlin. So therefore, he's
it's
injured.
A way to keep him off of TV. It's exactly. Clever. Yeah. Wonder if Jimmy can get. I wonder if Jimmy can get into Berlin.
Maybe not.
Jimmy's clear. Jimmy's clear. So
yeah. He was in SummerSlam as well. We heard, so he didn't come out.
And Zilla Fatu was in Cleveland as well.
Maybe SmackDown. And that was it. That's how SummerSlam ended, with Roman Reigns' merch going immediately on sale and everyone proceeding to go out and spend over $1 million on it, including all the title belts that exclusive ones that they did.
I think they made enough for how many days he was champion. $600 a piece.
Yes. So, did you enjoy SummerSlam?
I very much did. SummerSlam ended with adrenaline in my soul. It was great. I very much enjoyed it. Triple H, you're a fucking mastermind. Put it that way. He's fucking brilliant. Out of all the Triple H pay-per-views so far, one of my favorite. WrestleMania was obviously something else, but it's WrestleMania.
Oh, this is the first time. Hour in.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh.
That was close.
It was close. What he's done between like that point and now, wrestling has. I said this to someone the other day. I don't know who it was. I don't think wrestling has been this hot since the Attitude Era. I really don't.
Definitely not.
And it's all wrestling as well. Like obviously, there's a lot going on elsewhere. It seems to be that NWA seems to be getting a bit of traction lately. EC3 is their champion. He seems to be around a bit. I keep seeing them more. That's what I'm saying. I keep seeing it. Well, I don't look for it. If I'm scrolling through anything that comes up, it's normally WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA. I see more GCW than I do see more of NWA, but they keep popping up more and more.
NWA's champion before EC3 was Brodus Clay.
It's not Brodus Clay. It was his twin brother Tyrus.
Well, I don't have much faith in Billy Corgan, is all I have to say.
I don't. But it's nice to see EC3 doing something, because I've always liked
I have to control your narrative.
Exactly. Remember Braun Strowman? Remember when Braun Strowman was a part of that? Remember that? Adam Scher.
So, I want to talk, going from WWE, I want to talk about NXT. We won't go into like everything that's been happening, but we'll just go into what's happened up to this point. And the main thing that's been happening on like the biggest thing that came out from like WrestleMania to here is their working relationship with TNA Wrestling.
Forbidden Door 2.0.
Yeah. This was kind of confirmed with a huge. Well, it was kind of teased already in the Royal Rumble when Jordynne Grace was involved. They doubled down on that now, though, with Jordynne Grace actually wrestling in a pay-per-view against Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. She did not win that match, and also Ash by Elegance, who was the former Dana Brooke, interfered to kind of cost her the match. So, more Impact Wrestling people, Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling people were involved. One of the biggest names that is involved in NXT now is say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
We believe in Joe Hendry.
Yes. London to Paris to Tokyo. Yes, Joe Hendry went from being obviously one of the biggest things, meme kind of stuff on the internet, huge among the wrestling fans, and he was already signed with TNA Wrestling. They weren't really using him very well in the mid card, but obviously with his newfound popularity, he's found himself on NXT now. He appeared in a battle royal for the championship. He's now feuding with Gallus. He did a concert on NXT television, and he's the biggest thing at the moment. The NXT World Champion is also a TNA wrestler, Ethan Page.
All ego
Ethan Page, who had just pretty much left AEW not too long ago as well, which was
pretty much
and now he's the NXT World Champion after he won a multi-man match also involving Trick Williams, Sean Spears, and another person. I'm blanking on that other person.
Trick Williams, Sean Spears. Oh, I know who you mean. The guy that does bear flips and stuff, man. He's crazy.
Bear flips and stuff, yes.
Yeah, man, he's crazy.
Yeah. The finish of that match, because Trick Williams is the biggest star in NXT right now. He was the champion after beating Ilya. And he lost that multi-man match because he hit his big finisher move on Ethan Page, who fell into a pinfall on another wrestler, and then that's how Ethan Page won the title. And Ethan Page has been milking that moment ever since, and it is good NXT television. The main thing I want to talk about, though, when it comes to NXT is how exciting their NXT women's division is. Roxanne Perez is really strong as their champion. They've got Cora Jade, who's injured, unfortunately, at the moment, but she's really good as well. They've got a lot of great wrestlers down there, like from like Gigi Dolan to JC Jane.
What's her name?
Thea Hale, who's a very young person. Sol Rooker. Kalani Jordan as well. They've just introduced a mid-cards NXT women's.
Is that Kalani Jordan? Is she their champion? Kalani Jordan's their champion. She won that ladder match.
Had that match. Kalani Jordan and Sol Rooker had that match that everyone was comparing to Ospreay and Ricochet.
What's her name as well? Nikita Lyons.
Yep.
The thing is, she can legitimately kick your head off.
And the majority of these wrestlers that we have named are in their early 20s as well. So they are young. And then what they've also started to bring in is Julia from Stardom in Japan. She's due to start NXT soon. They've just signed Stephanie Vaca, who appeared on AEW
last month. Wrestled Mercedes Moné last month and dropped her title.
Yeah.
And then she dropped the other title to Willow.
Yeah,
didn't she?
She did. Yep. And Delta as well, another big indie Japanese women's wrestler. Sorry, I don't know if she's Japanese. Might have just been for a Japanese promotion.
I think she wrestled in Japan.
Yeah. So these three women who obviously have all this bags of experience are slightly older kind of thing, but will help immensely for this what is already a strong female division with tag titles and a mid-card title as well as the world title with Roxanne Perez. That's pretty much the main thing on NXT at the moment.
The building blocks for NXT is basically being a developmental again, which it needs to be, and it's working.
And the old Triple H philosophy of getting indie talent and putting them into NXT to help, like with your current people, was only seemed to be beneficial to all the people that's brought forward into the main roster who now are there to stay.
And I like how they're not insulting our intelligence and they're just basically staying the same person. They're not getting a whole new fucking character.
Well, yeah, hopefully that will be that.
We get Karrion Kross doing bits in NXT, and then when he comes up to the main roster, he's a fucking gladiator who jobs Jeff Hardy.
He was
as NXT champion. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers, Vince. Yeah, cheers, Vince.
So we mentioned TNA wrestling. Did you know that TNA did a pay-per-view called Slammiversary?
I have heard of Slammiversary, yes.
Yes. Did you watch Slammiversary? Because I did.
Of course I did.
Oh, man. Look.
I'm behind. I'm behind on my wrestling in general at the minute, so.
TNA did a pay-per-view earlier in the year. I believe it was... I can't remember what it was called. Was it like Rebellion or something? It was the one that was headlined with Dolph Ziggler's first match against Moose.
Yeah, I think it's Rebellion.
That pay-per-view. Yeah, it was Rebellion. That pay-per-view was awful. It was really rough. Joe Hendry wrestled I think it was AJ Francis and lost thanks to for his rich one. That was crazy. And
AJ Francis is top dollar, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yes. But watching Slammiversary, it was a very good show. They started out with Matt Hardy versus JDC, who is Fandango doing a Trump gimmick. They didn't linger on it long, thankfully. It was only 4 minutes, 40 seconds. So, we could get as much Matt Hardy as we could handle. It's been so mean.
Yeah.
They had the System, who is Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, who were the tag team champions. They lost to ABC, who's Ace Austin and Chris Bay in a decent tag match. Mike Santana, who left AEW.
Chris Bay is in Bullet Club. Chris Bay.
B-E-Y.
Yeah, he was in Bullet Club at one point.
All right, cool. Ace Austin as well, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think it might have been Ace Austin that brought him into it, to be fair.
Yeah. Mike Santana defeated Jake Something in a great match. I don't know Jake Something. I like Mike Santana. Yeah.
I like Santana. He's good, man.
They had the NXT kind of showcase match when the Rascals defeated No Quarter Catch Crew, who's Charlie Dempsey, who is William Regal's son.
It still rubs me the wrong way that he's got an American accent. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah. Then we got our craziness match when we saw PCO defeat AJ Francis for the in a Montreal street fight. Well, at first, it looked like PCO was dead, but then they revived him and he came out and he won after 13 minutes. It was a bit on the long side. I'm not going to lie.
He got a 13-minute match and Matt Hardy got 4.
Yes. They know how to use their Matt Hardy. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Jordan Grace defeated the former Dana Brooke for the TNA Knockouts title. Again, it's pretty standard. Jordan Grace looking strong match. Then the match I really wanted to talk about.
Is there any way that Jordan Grace can't look strong? Let's be honest. Let's be real. I have not. It's crazy.
So, have you heard about Mustafa Ali's gimmick done in TNA wrestling?
Yeah, I know about his gimmick and stuff. Yeah, I have seen like stuff. And
so his gimmick is that he's like a kind of a politician that does campaigns and stuff like that. He has a large entourage.
He's got secret service agents. Yeah.
He was defending the X Division title against Speedball Mike Bailey. So, for some context, this Slammiversary was happening in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, which is where Speedball Mike Bailey is from. So it's his hometown. I didn't know that. Have you ever seen Mike Bailey?
Yes, that's the Ball of Speed, as Matt Hardy once dubbed him.
When I saw him in the Rebellion, he was in a tag match. He was in Speedball Mountain, which is his tag team with Trent Seven, and I felt Trent Seven. He needs to stop. Sorry, I like Trent Seven from like years ago. He was bringing down Mike Bailey kind of thing, as evidence in this match. Mike Bailey is pretty damn good. He has a mullet, which I'm a big fan of as well. But he also has like heavy strikes. He's very high flying, and he and Mustafa Ali had a 20-minute match, which so reminded me of old school TNA, and I will tell you why then, because I'm guessing you haven't heard about how this match finished. So, if you can imagine, Mike Bailey and Ali have had this absolute classic like X Division match, lots of high flying, near falls, everything like that. Ref has gone down a couple of times, and Secret Service have interfered and stuff like that. But Trent Seven's come out and stopped the Secret Service, so now they've been put at bay. So now we've just got another ref. We've got a ref in, and then that ref gets taken out as well. So now we've got 2 refs down. So Mustafa Ali calls out for another ref to come down, and who do you think comes down in Montreal, Quebec, Canada? A 70-year-old Earl Hebner.
Oh, yeah, no, wait. I did see about this, yeah.
A 70-year-old Earl Hebner comes down to the ring very slowly. The crowd clocks on, starts booing the crap out of him, saying, you screwed Brett and everything like that.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali gets Speedball Mike Bailey into the sharpshooter, and what does Earl Hebner do? Doesn't ring for the bell.
Yeah.
he turns babyface in Montreal for the one time that I swear that Earl Hebner would never do. He would never turn babyface in Montreal, and now he has, because he refused to call for the bell.
Refused to screw Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey then gets Mustafa Ali into a sharpshooter, and then Mustafa Ali gives up, and Mo Hebner calls for the bell. And then he's undone everything that has ever happened in the past. He's exercised that demon.
Yeah, he's forgiven for screwing Bret Hart, the national treasure, Bret Hart. He's forgiven because Mike Bailey
won the TNA X Division Championship.
And it's not like he won the X Division title back in 2007 or 2008. He won the X Division title off of Mustafa Ali.
Yes. 20 minutes, crazy. That match. Yeah. So then they did a 6-way elimination match, which was the main event between Moose, who was the champion, Josh Alexander, Steve Macklin, Frankie Kazarian, Joe Hendry, and Nick Nemeth. Half an hour long, this match, as it should be, because it's a 6-way elimination match. The first man out was Macklin, which was a bit of a surprise to me because I felt like he was like one of their kind of like most pushed stars in TNA, like homegrown talents kind of thing. Then Joe Hendry, who's obviously crazy over throughout the whole match, he pins Moose. So Moose is eliminated, and we are guaranteed a new TNA World Champion. And we are left with Frankie Kazarian, who has been taken out off stage, like off the stage through tables. So he's now taken out completely. Nick Nemeth, Josh Alexander, and Joe Hendry are the ones in the ring. And Josh Alexander proceeds to turn heel by kicking Joe Hendry in the balls and attacking him very, very ferociously. Turns heel and eliminates Joe Hendry. Didn't work because Nick Nemeth won. Nick Nemeth eliminated Josh Alexander and then proceeded to eliminate Frankie Kazarian when he comes in. So Josh Alexander turns heel for too soon. Basically, it's the lesson here. I heard Nick Nemeth won the title, the world title, and all the baby faces came out to celebrate with him. I say the baby faces, I mean the babyface champions. There's a great moment because PCO is one of the babyface champions when he comes out and Nick Nemeth sees him and he's just like, "Oh, hey!" Because he kind of sneaks up on him. He's like talking to someone else. He turns around and sees PCO. He's like, "Whoa, hey, how you doing?" And that was TNA's anniversary. The WWE relationship is only going to help TNA. There is a lot of talent down there that is promising for a WWE perspective. Mike Bailey being one of them.
I can see Joe Hendry signing something because Joe Hendry's been training. He's been training at the PC and everything.
Oh, Joe Hendry's already signed. Apparently, if you talk to Joe Hendry, Josh Alexander is another one. Steve Macklin's probably another one that's going to go. Moose, obviously, should be in there.
Josh Alexander and Chad Gable. That'd be a match.
That would be good. And obviously, Ethan Page is already up in NXT as he's like Josh Alexander's former tag partner in the North. So
but he's dead. Well. He's dead. He's dead.
Right.
Ethan Page killed him. He's dead.
Yes, I remember. He's a ninja. Yes, just as a ninja.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And that was TNA.
It was TNA.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to know where to go to next because it was just going to. Now, wherever we go, we're going to inevitably talk about AEW.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor has got a new world champion, but you wouldn't know it because they didn't really promote too well back then when it was Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe. Before Eddie Kingston got injured. Mark Briscoe's the Ring of Honor world champion.
He is.
Struggle. And recently, Wheeler Yuta regained the Pure Championship, or did he lose it?
Yes. No, he gained it. Came back and won it.
And Bennett and Taven are still our tag
champions. Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs are the trios champions. Athena is the women's champion, and Billy Starks.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
She's the women's TV champion.
So
I think Kyle Fletcher. I don't know if Kyle Fletcher's the TV.
Billy Starks lose the TV title champion. I think I told you that. I can't remember who she lost it to. Yeah.
I don't know who's the men's TV champion because it was Kyle Fletcher. It was, but I don't think it is anymore.
No, they had a large multi-man match. I remember. Should probably get out the Ring of Honor.
I'm doing it right now.
This is how little the AEW fans care about it.
So no, Wheeler Yuta lost. So the world champion's Mark Briscoe. The men's TV champion is Atlantis Jr. Never heard of him. Oh wait, no, that's the guy that wrestled Jericho. The pure champion is Lee Moriarty. Tag champions are the Undisputed Kingdom. Von Erichs and Dustin are the trios. Athena and Red Velvet is the women's TV champion. It's Red Velvet.
Right, Red Velvet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
New Japan. John Moxley was the champion.
Dean Moxley. John Ambrose.
Dean Moxley. He won the title out in Japan from Naito, I'm pretty sure it was, to kind of have something to hold on AEW television. And in the build-up to Forbidden Door, he lost it back to Naito. They are currently doing the G1 Climax.
He lost it. He lost it at Forbidden Door, didn't he? Naito won it back at Forbidden Door.
Naito won it back at Forbidden Door, yeah.
Yeah.
They're currently doing the G1 Climax. Did you know?
No.
Did you know the G1 Climax was going on?
No, I didn't.
So they've gone back to 2 blocks.
I think it's because, honestly, Ospreay's not in it. Because I normally would watch it to watch Ospreay.
Yeah. So before, where they do, I think it was 4 blocks of 5 wrestlers. Now they've got 2 blocks of 10 wrestlers.
So that's the same thing, except 2 blocks, basically.
Yeah. So in Block A, Jake the Great Okan, Kadam Newman, Sonada, who's a name.
Oh, yeah, Sonada. I remember Sonada.
Former champion. Naito, who is the current champion. Shingo Takagi, Shota Umino, who is John Moxley's former young boy. Gabe Kidd, who we saw.
Oh, man, I love Gabe Kidd. I love me a bit of Gabe Kidd.
He's on 6 points at the moment. He's 3rd in Block A.
Come on, the Gabe
Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil is top on Block A with 10 points.
Right, Evil really is good.
Evil.
He's evil, yes.
In Block B, El Phantasmo, Boltin Oleg, Yota Suzuki, Hiroki Goto, who's classic.
Oh, I know that.
Yuya Omura, Konosuke Takeshita. That's what Takeshita's been doing, apparently. He wrestled
Cobb recently, didn't he?
Yes.
He hit Cobb with a fucking superplex that was disgusting. I saw a clip of that. Cobb fucking bounced. It was crazy.
Ren Narita, Hinare, Jeff Cobb, who is second.
I'm so glad that there was no more to that name. The way you said that name, I was like, he's not going to. Ren Narita. What? Where's that going to go?
At the moment, Dave Finley and Jeff Cobb are on top of Block B with 8 points.
Dave Finley, he was in the world title picture, or was he United States champion?
He was the United States champion. He won it off of Ospreay.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Block A definitely looks a lot stronger than Block B, is all I
Block A's got a lot more names. I would say Block A has got more globally recognized names for the casuals like us.
Yeah. But I don't know who's going to win. At the moment, Evil was on the most points, but that doesn't mean that he's going to win the whole thing. So I say Naito's champion at the moment. Maybe Naito Sonada, if they're going to carry on building Sonada as a big thing.
Could do.
I don't know if
I'll see Gabe Kidd get some more points.
They're in the same block, and Naito beats Sonada after 17 minutes and 45 seconds. So
too sweet and all that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's New Japan at the moment. Nothing really matters in New Japan until it hits January.
No, not really. Oh, do you know what is in January or coming up soon? After Wrestle Kingdom is that pay-per-view, Wrestle Dream or whatever it's called, or something like that, wherever it is, where it's Stardom, CMLL, Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan. They're all doing like this in Japan.
Yay. No, I'm sure it'd be good. I mean, the problem with cross promotion platform, like pay-per-views kind of thing, is obviously
someone's got to take it out.
Well, yeah, and then the matches often reflect who you can tell is going to take the L. You know, you don't often get the huge stars wrestling each other kind of thing, even at Forbidden Door.
Yeah,
like you don't see.
Well, apart from when they did Ospreay Omega, even at that point, Omega, the one before, had beat the ever-loving piss out of Ospreay, so you kind of knew what was coming.
Yeah,
but I mean, the only way to go now is AEW, because I'm pretty sure that's everything else.
That's everything else.
We can swerve into AEW.
We can. So August 25th, 2024 at Wembley Stadium, AEW will be doing All In. Liam is going for the second year.
I will be there. I will be all in. Indeed. I will be hitting the Nana. I'll be swerving.
So what we'll do is like just talk through like the main storyline points that are already there at All In, possible ones that could be happening or we expect to see in the future. So the good thing that AEW have improved on from last year is they've actually announced some matches like a couple of weeks before the show, which is already a big thumbs up.
I was finding out what I was watching like a week before. So if it was shit, I was fucked.
Yeah. So, God, I don't know where to start because it all kind of blur into one. Right, let's start with.
Do you want to start with the world title, or I know we normally end with this world title, but
no, actually, let's start with the world title. So, Swerve Strickland is the champion in AEW at the moment, and was at the time that he won the title was the hottest thing. He is the biggest star. No, he's not the biggest star. He was definitely hot for a while.
He is one of the biggest talent they have.
He still gets. He's still over, and he can get over easily. He's not. There's no worries with Swerve Strickland. He's definitely in the spot where he should be at the moment. And he had a big title defense. The last one I remember was obviously against Ospreay at Forbidden Door.
That was a great match.
It was, and Ospreay did everything in his power to kind of like make Swerve look fantastic, which obviously Swerve then
didn't have the killer instinct.
No. Swerve has been feuding with the Elite on TV. I'll get into the Elite because they're all over everything else. And now, because Bryan Danielson won the Owen Hart, he won the Owen Hart, so therefore he challenges for the title. They had a little thing a couple of weeks back where Swerve basically questioned if Bryan Danielson even wanted to kind of like have this match. Does he have the killer instinct still? And we haven't seen anything or heard anything from Bryan Danielson in a couple of weeks. So I imagine it's either building up to a huge video package where he's going.
Oh no, he was in the ring. He was in the ring last week. Kind of promo.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They got a Brie chant, which was a bit weird. Nigel McGuinness hit a line a couple of weeks ago. I think it was, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Nigel McGuinness hit a line that was absolutely fucking fantastic. It was like, Daniel Bryan used to be a vegan, but he can't stop eating Brie. And it's just...
Yeah, there's another McGuinness line, but I'll mention it later. Well, no, McGuinness is like, should be used all over AEW commentary.
Yeah, he should. But yeah, he was in the ring basically saying that he's going to give it like he's everything, all in, all that bollocks. Swerve came out, questioned if he could do it or not. He said his body's going to give up on him. Went backstage.
Danielson's basically said he'll retire if he loses.
Yeah, career versus title, and Jarrett was, and he confronted Jarrett because he's now a babyface, which is weird. And he was like, I'll show you how much I've still got in the tank. And on Wednesday, this week's Dynamite, it is Jarrett versus Danielson.
Interesting.
I'm hoping that Hangman comes out and just blindsides and sets up a match.
We'll see. I hope so too. So with that, you're probably going to see Bryan Danielson's last match.
If he comes out the final countdown, I'll lose my shit.
They're going to pay for that music again.
But it's more Danielson's final match.
Yeah,
I saw Punk's last match last year. I saw Sting's last match in England.
In AEW,
I saw Sting. Sting.
You did.
That's crazy.
A tag team casket match.
Listen, it's still Sting. Okay,
against Swerve and Christian.
Yes,
you did. Yes,
I saw Christian. That's pretty cool. Never got to see Matt Hardy. I never got to see Matt Hardy.
No.
I will see. It hurts my heart. I never got to see the Hardy Boys live. It really does hurt my heart. But I'll take Sting. I'll take that. Unfortunately, I had to watch Anarchy in the Arena. I'm hoping I don't have to watch that again.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, Swerve's probably going to win, and Danielson's probably going to retire.
Yeah, and I feel like we've already called what's going to happen. Swerve's going to hit him with the house call early doors. Danielson's going to sell the neck. Swerve's going to work the neck. Danielson's going to basically go down in like a heap of fucking, like a sack of shit eventually, and then Swerve will get the pin. 1, 2, 3, and then Danielson will
big applause, big cry.
Well, while he's doing the big cry at the end of the night, I'm going to be doing the big run to get to the train station to fuck off home. I'm not standing around for that shit. All that shit, I'll watch the next day because I'll rewatch it and I'll watch that bit at home. Because I'm not fucking... Last time we went, I barely made it to the last train. Barely. And I was on the floor last time. This time we're in the top tier. So I can actually fucking see. Because I watched last year's show 70% on the fucking big screen because the security guard was standing right in fucking front of the ring and I couldn't see. So, yeah.
So, next, Mercedes Moné is facing Dr. Britt Baker for the AEW TBS Championship.
I couldn't care less. I really couldn't care less. Britt Baker can't wrestle. Britt Baker can't wrestle. She can't. I'm sorry. Mercedes, you're boring now. This whole CEO shit is boring. But that's
you're more harsh on AEW than I am.
I have watched. I'm allowed to be. I've watched every single Dynamite since it started. Every single one. I pay for AEW Plus so I can watch it with picture in picture. I pay. Okay, I can say what I fucking want. I paid 50 quid to go and watch it. I paid fucking 30 quid for this because it's got Prince Nana on it. I'm allowed to I'm allowed to say that Britt Baker can't fucking wrestle.
Well, the most interesting thing about this match now is everything that's happened backstage with Britt Baker and MJF.
Yeah, cussing MJF out with his missus in the earshot.
What is it around August time with the AEW locker room? That's apparently the time when they all got to be at each other's throats.
The thing is, I don't know why you shit talking. Just go and say, if you've got a problem, just go and say something. But you're never gonna. The thing is, you're never going to work MJF. Britt Baker's never going to work MJF, and I'm not being funny. If AEW had to pick who they're going to side with, they're going to side with Adam Cole's can't wrestle girlfriend, or MJF, who is literally like printing money.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I'm sorry, but it is just the true.
Okay, so you don't. So who's going to win? Who's going to win the title? Monet. She's just introduced a new heavy, Camille. Camille looks good.
Yeah, I liked Camille wrestled in TNA. She was not TNA, NWA. She was NWA champion after Thunder Rosa left.
Yeah. Michael's Diesel thing going on.
Yep. The turn is coming. The turn is going to come at some point. I'll be honest. I'll probably go for a piss at that point. I'm not going to lie. It's a piss match.
Okay.
Sorry.
Next,
the other women's match, I will be.
No.
I'm thoroughly interested in. No, I'm just saying.
So next, because I want to get the elite out of the way. So Jack Perry versus Darby Allin for the AEW TNT Championship. So for a while after WrestleMania, Elite had turned heel. I'm pretty sure by that point, and
WrestleMania.
We're around WrestleMania time.
Oh,
The Elite were already in their heel personas, but Jack Perry wasn't back yet. He was still doing his scapegoat thing in New Japan. So it eventually gets to the point where Jack Perry comes back to help the Bucks win the tag titles in, was it a ladder match, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah. And then proceeds to portray this new persona of being a badass, I guess. What's Jack Perry's persona?
He's the scapegoat. He'll sacrifice
and he's a badass.
He needs to. Apparently. all he did was grow a beard. That's all he's done.
So an interesting caveat into the whole Elite storyline is that has to be mentioned because now it is storyline. Is that CM Punk did a interview where he describes the incident that happened at the previous All In with Jack Perry.
I forgot about this.
AEW's response to CM Punk telling the story of what happened backstage at Wembley was to show the footage of what happened backstage at Wembley. So we all think, oh shit, like what did Punk actually do? Was he lying? What's actually going to happen? Then they proceeded to air the footage.
Exactly what he said he did.
And it's presented to prove Punk was right, that's exactly what he did.
And also, all that did was make Jack Perry look like even bigger of a bitch. It really did.
So yeah, they did that in storyline. Also in storyline, I don't know when this happened, if it was before WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure it was after WrestleMania. The Bucks attacked Tony Khan and gave him a Meltzer driver.
Yeah, I can't remember when that was.
I know
it was around that time.
I know it culminated in the Stadium Stampede match, was it? When the Darby Allin set Jack Perry on fire with the flamethrower?
Yes. And that's when they hung him upside down and super kicked him when he was upside down.
Yes. So the payoff to the Bucks attacking Tony Khan was Tony Khan driving Darby Allin into the arena.
Yep.
On the Dynamite before that?
Yeah, that was the payoff, even though Blood and Guts just happened and Darby Allin is still involved with the Elite, even though the payoff's already been and gone.
And the Elite are in charge of AEW now, even though Tony Khan is still backstage even though Tony Khan was attacked by the Elite and feuding with the Bucks, and Christopher Daniels is like the babyface authority figure that did something once.
Because
but
Kenny
now
came
do
back,
anything.
didn't he? Because Kenny came back, told everyone he's injured, he needs surgery. It could be the end of his career. They took him out. I don't think he was as injured as he says he is if he was able to take all them shots. They basically sent him on his merry way. So now Daniels is now the authority figure because Daniels isn't doing anything else.
But he's not doing. But he's not actually doing anything.
No, he basically told Jack Perry isn't going to be handed the title, and Jack Perry basically was handed the title.
Look, it all culminated in basically what has been the Elite versus Team AEW storylines in Anarchy in the Arena.
I'd like to point out that Team AEW has got Ring of Honor's world champion in it. I just want to point that
out. So they did Blood and Guts, which had the AEW world champion in it, and the Ring of Honor world champion.
I'll be honest, Blood and Guts was quite good. It was quite good.
And Darby Allin. And it ended with Team AEW winning when they handcuffed Jack Perry to the cage, and Darby Allin was going to
a bit Jesus-like as well. I noticed. I was like, "Ooh."
And Darby Allin was going to set him on fire again. But the Bucks gave him a TNT title shot and agreed to lose the match.
Yeah.
So now again, Jack Perry.
Hangman did some shit in that match too with Swerve beforehand as well. That was cool.
Yeah.
I like this. Just a general Hangman now. I'm liking it.
We'll get to Hangman. But we're talking about Jack Perry and the Bucks and everything at the moment. So Jack Perry versus Darby Allin at Wembley. Darby's going to win. No. Not many babyface victories on this card I'm seeing, if you're saying no.
No.
Mind you, the card's only got 5 matches on it.
Exactly.
So far.
Don't forget, you got to think about the next 7 matches are going to get announced for the pre-show. So,
yeah, true.
I mean, Jack Perry's not winning clean. Just put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
He's not going to win clean, but Jack Perry's going to win.
Do you think the Bucks have a match on the card?
Yes.
Who?
Acclaimed.
Just a tag team title match?
Well, the Acclaimed turned up on Collision. Basically called out FTR. They called out FTR, then turned up on Collision after that god-awful 8-man tag team match FTR were in. And basically were in their face saying that it's basically the Acclaimed 1, FTR 0. Mark Briscoe was like doing his whole Mark Briscoe thing about the conglomeration, and now AEW needs to stick together, and the Elite are trying to get them to split. And they said about shaking hands. FTR put their hands out. The Acclaimed went to do it, and then Billy Gunn just pulled them away. I don't know what's going on there, but if it's not the Acclaimed versus the Bucks, possibly a triple threat match with 3 teams. Maybe.
And the Bucks win. Do the Bucks retain the titles?
Well, the Acclaimed won. The Acclaimed won the trios titles at Wembley last year.
FTR won the tag titles.
Yeah, so I'd say
Bucks.
Yeah, I'd say they probably will. But what will happen is I can guarantee they'll hit the Shatter Machine or the Big Rig on Max Caster. And then he'll be the one that get pinned because he keeps calling himself the best wrestler alive.
So next, the match which probably has got the best story going into it: Timeless Tony Storm versus the Glamour Mariah May for the AEW Women's World Championship. So, Timeless Tony Storm has been a force in the AEW Women's division for quite a while. With her whole persona. She has been, titillating, as she likes to put it.
She's been fantastic since she lost her mind.
Yeah, and that's been bringing about loads of fans to this kind of thing. She started doing overt lesbian stuff with Mariah May before they did the match with the Japanese friend of Mariah May, who she had already been doing overt lesbian stuff with. They had a match at Forbidden Door, which caused Nigel McGuinness to do the best thing that he's ever done.
Is it Mina Shirakawa? Is that what it was?
Mina Shirakawa, yes.
Mina Shirakawa, yeah.
So Mina Shirakawa loses to Toni Storm. Mariah May brings them both into the ring. She gets them to hug. Then she gets all three of them to kiss. And then when they kiss, it cuts to Nigel McGuinness, who is standing there applauding with tears down his face.
Crying. Straight up crying.
He is so good. He is so good at what he does. That is so good.
He channeled every man's feelings in that crowd. He channeled it and he cried.
Oh, he's so good. He needs to be involved in every AEW program. He does. Yeah,
maybe not Elevation or anything, because he's better than that. But
get Tony Schiavone out and have Taz, Nigel, and Excalibur.
I like Taz. I love Taz. Taz is my favorite one.
Yeah, Taz has got to stay. Taz lane move. Get Tony out because he pisses Taz off.
Yeah, and to be fair, a lot of people
dude. I'm gonna kiss my ass, dude.
Call him out, dude. But I would say, I know a lot of people don't like Excalibur.
No, I'm one of them.
And he gets on my tits a little bit, but him and Taz together, they are good.
I agree.
They are good, and I think Nigel McGuinness works well with Taz. Yeah, he does.
I think that should be the three. Tony can just
Taz and Excalibur in pictures are hilarious. They're absolutely fantastic because they just start fucking around for 5 minutes. It's good times.
So back to Toni Storm and Mariah May. After that three-way kiss and implied more lesbian shenanigans, Mariah May is in the Owen Hart side of her female tournament bracket. She wins the whole thing and proceeds to celebrate her win by beating the absolute shit out of Toni Storm.
It's she done it. She run up
to an uncomfortable level.
Yeah, run up to the stage. She got her belt. Toni Storm runs to congratulate her. Pow! Right in the kisser.
Yeah. Gets the shoe.
The shoe was. That's how you can tell that they've both worked Japan. You can just tell.
Yeah. Toni Storm gets loads of color.
Loads.
And it was, as I said, it was a very brutal kind of scene and something that put Mariah May over huge because, again, she's in the crowd dressed as Toni Storm, which was smart, but at the same time, I felt like it took people a while to clock on that it was her. It wasn't Toni Storm.
I feel things that did.
And then Tony Schiavone again, kind of really going, talk, bitch.
that was. When I heard that, I was a bit like, does he? It's like that's not like a throwaway line. It's like
again, Taz going, whoa. And Mariah May got Tony back if you didn't. So she said to him about like. Called him a bitch, basically. This match is obviously Mariah May is paying a huge
heel. Done since. Have you seen what Tony's done since that?
I know. I only saw the Comic-Con thing.
Nah, mate, she's lost her damn mind. Like to the point now, like where her makeup now. She's doing like those really pencil thin eyebrows that make you look angry constantly. She's now doing that, and her makeup's a little like smeared. She's going crazy. She's got her hair slicked all the way back. On Collision, she was wrestling someone else. Mariah Way was on commentary. She came out, saw where Mariah Way was, dropped the title, and fucking made a beeline for her. They just started swinging, mate. Just started swinging. She's basically told Mariah May she was like, I hope you're ready to die.
Good. Destroy her. Doom her womb.
Doom her womb. Osprey's reaction was fantastic.
Yes, and Swerves as well. He just lowered his sunglasses.
Swerves like, whoa.
And it started to doom her womb chant.
Doom her womb.
Yeah.
I'm not chanting that, by the way.
Bit,
I'm not chanting that when we go. I'm not doing it.
A bit. No, I've got some chances for you. So
No.
Glamorous Mariah May is obviously the heel in this situation, but she is from London, England, so she's going to get a huge babyface reaction.
I think she's from Stoke Newington, actually.
She's going to get a huge babyface reaction.
I
don't know either, because Tony Storm's going to get a huge babyface reaction.
I mean, I'm going to pop. They'd have free.
Oh yeah, we are hoping they'll clean it up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think Tony will retain. No, I think Tony will retain. Wow. She got punked out. Mariah punked her out big time.
True.
So the fact that Mariah's come out on top most of the time when they've been going makes me think that when it comes down to the nitty gritty, Tony's going to win.
Okay. I think Mariah's surely got this.
She should do it, but then again, remember, Tony Khan's booking this.
I was going to say Tony Khan book.
Exactly.
I don't want to be too. I don't want any AEW fans that might be watching this just to think that we're just like overly harsh on AEW.
Hey, listen, I watch it all the time. Regardless, I watched it through all the pandemic. I'm allowed to cuss it. I'll do what I want.
Okay, so the last match that's advertised is MJF versus Will Ospreay for the AEW American Championship, which MJF won in an hour classic on Dynamite 2 weeks ago.
Listen,
has got a stipulation on it yet? It might have a stipulation. You never know.
Listen, I'm happy I get to see MJF again. I'm happy I get to see Will Ospreay again. Do I really want them to wrestle for this title again? Honestly, no. But I mean, Ospreay got a ridiculous reaction last time. He's going to get the ridiculous reaction again. MJF's going to get a massive reaction. Then he's going to get booed. He's going to cuss out this country. He's going to cuss out T. He's going to cuss out teeth. He's going to cuss out accents. We all know what's coming. Everyone's going to be like, "We hate you. Suck your mum, bruv." Then there'll be loads of bruv. There'll be loads of bruv chants. If someone starts singing like Rule Britannia or anything, I might have to punch him in the face. Or if someone starts saying "God Save Our King," I'm not singing it. It's not happening. I don't know how this is going to go. I really don't. Because if MJF loses, then what was the fucking point of the fucking hour-long Broadway? What's the point? And like the first thing you said, why was there an hour-long Broadway between these two on free TV? Why?
So you can
for 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later,
do it again.
They do it again.
Another hour Broadway. Yeah, why not?
I don't think I want another hour.
Well, as I said, it might have a stipulation on it. You never know.
The only way I see that Will Ospreay wins this is if he hits him with a tiger. Tiger. Is it Tiger Driver?
Yeah.
Yeah. He hits him with a the Tiger Driver 90.
Tiger Driver.
The Tiger Driver, 93? I think he calls it, doesn't he?
93.
93. Yeah.
He's a Tiger Driver 93.
Get fucked.
Let's go with that from now on.
Yeah, Tiger. Oh, he's gonna hit. Oh, imagine Taz saying he's got him up for the Tiger Driver. Oh no, he's gonna break his neck. And look, he's gonna break his neck.
It's gonna be a big owie.
It's gonna owie his neck. He's gonna put him in the hospital. I mean, the match was good. They had if you don't like Ospreay matches, I mean, you're probably not going to like it because it had all the Ospreay spots of the Hurricane Run off the top rope. MJF landed on his feet, very impressive. I expect nothing less, but very impressive. Will Ospreay hitting that hidden blade on the outside through the bottom rope, glorious.
Yeah,
the hook kick that he hits MJF with. after he fucking just basically goes out to the crowd. He's like, "Oh, you bastard!" Pow! It was great. But MJF again was great in it as well, and to win it with the ring, typical MJF, makes sense. But I do have a thought though. I do have a thought. I think someone's going to turn up.
Someone's going to turn up.
I've been saying this since Ospreay signed in AEW. Michael Oku is going to be there. I'm telling you now. Michael Oku is going to be there.
He's wrestling MJF on Rev Pro before, yeah.
He's actually wrestling MJF and Rev Pro this Sunday.
So, I mean, look, MJF has just come back with his new character kind of thing. He came back, what was it? At the was it one before the pay-per-view before Forbidden Door?
Yes.
Revolution or Full Gear? One or two. Revolution.
Oh, I want Revolution Full Gear.
Yeah, one of the two. Full Gear.
One of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wrestled at Forbidden Door, so
yeah, and he came back as a babyface, and then quickly turned heel. And
he pummeled the piss out of Danny Garcia.
He did. And this is his first huge match as a heel, so he's not losing. He's going to beat Ospreay in Wembley, and the AEW aren't going to have the hometown kind of pop like WWE did with Drew in Clash of the Castle. Yeah,
there will be a huge pop there when you hear the dun 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 dun. Wow, there'll be a huge pop for that. Yeah. The sky. Whoa. The only whoa I'll be doing, unfortunately. There'll be no Cody woes.
So Hangman, you expect to be involved in a match with?
I'm hoping Hangman wrestles Jarrett, because then I can say I've not only seen Sting, I've seen Jeff Jarrett. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and babyface Jeff Jarrett has been pretty great as well.
Yeah,
you got to start. You got to start that Jarrett chant.
No, I'm not doing it.
You have. Yes, you have. Yes, you go JARRET. It just get louder and louder.
No, because if I hear someone do a chant like that, I'm going to beat him up.
Because I'm contacting. I'm telling them.
I might have to take a pair of brass knucks. I'll get myself. I've got a ring, but not like MJF's one. I might have to put one in with just stash it and then just sit down with it. I mean, I think there might be the tag match, maybe. That's the only grudge match I can really think of. There's not really another match. I mean, we're missing out. I think someone else is going to wrestle there that we haven't seen. I think Jericho is going to wrestle and defend for the world title. I feel like that's going to get defended. And I think it will be against Hook.
Right, yeah.
Because Hook hasn't been seen since he got wizarded fireball in the face. Joe got taken out because I'm pretty sure Joe's filming. What's that thing he did with the clown mask, the big
Dead Metal
thing? I think they're doing a second season of that. That's why he got written off TV. Mr. Brain got taken out and come back in and didn't die. Wrestled on Collision. Shibata. I can't remember his name. The Undead. Mr. Brain. The Undead Shibata. He wrestled Brian Keith. Worst wrestling name ever. Just two first names. And Hook hasn't been seen since. And there's been a lot of stuff with Jericho and Taz. A lot of stuff came back and forth. And I feel like Hook will come back. I don't want to see Orange Cassidy. I don't fucking want to see him. I want to see Danhausen. That's who I want to see. It ain't gonna happen. I want to see Danhausen. Great. I don't want to see that fat prick again.
He'll be back.
And I tell you what, I really don't want to see Big Show. I really don't.
No, I agree.
Please, after that video I see of him, please just let him retire, please.
What about Soraya?
In any capacity,
and Mariah May.
Yeah,
they've got
any capacity, mate. Yeah,
group.
That's fine. That is A-OK with me. that's fine.
Yeah.
Would have been.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
sure.
watching.
Surely,
I mean,
surely Jericho's going to have a match at Wembley. Surely Saraya is going to have a match at Wembley. Is what I have.
I'd quite like to
So
see
have to
what's
assume.
his name as well, Zach Knight. He was fucking great when we went and see him at Rev Pro. I'd love to see him wrestle again. He was good, man. There's got to be some job where he can squash. Get him to wrestle Serpentico. Kick shit out of him for 3 minutes.
I think he's wrestling a singles at Rev Pro. It might it's
Makes
either
sense.
that. Yeah, it's
Makes
either
sense.
this one or it's either this one or the last one as a result.
Maybe he can beat the piss out of the boar again.
That was Luke Jacobs. Oh, yeah. Luke Jacobs was Trevor Lee's happening.
5-star Luke Jacobs, yeah.
Luke Jacobs versus Trevor Lee's happening. That's gonna be a great match.
5-star Luke Jacobs.
Dijak is wrestling on Rev Pro as well.
Oh, God, don't tell me he's going to turn up and just be like ratioed. Fucking hell.
Dijak? No, he's already announced.
Great.
Can't remember who's wrestling.
No, I mean turn up at fucking All In. Don't forget to turn up at All In. Just turn up and be like, yeah. Tony Khan.
I don't think Michael Oku's going to turn up on All In.
I feel it's coming. See it happening. He's going to cuss Michael Oku out so bad. That poor woman who's she's going to catch so many strays. That poor woman's going to catch so many strays from MJF.
Patriarchy is probably going to have a match with House of Black, right?
Probably. That'd be cool.
Buddy Matthews returned on Collision.
Yeah, he returned on Collision, looked as wham as ever. Hate him.
I feel like the only reason Patriarchy are the six-man champions right now is because they want to do a match with Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs, whose dads are obviously dead.
Yeah.
Christian giving the third man title to.
There we go.
Christian giving Killswitch's title to Mama Wayne.
Yeah, there's a turn coming. There is a turn. They should have done it. They should have done it by now. But
yeah, that turn's been festering for a while.
It's been gone. At this point, the turn is pointless. It's pointless. Bring Marco Stunt back and bring me Jurassic Express. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I can think of that could happen. There's going to be some sort of British shit happen. Someone's going to turn up before the show starts.
Like I say, not many babyface kind of victories in this prediction.
Well, Swerve Danielson is a face for his face. Tony Storm is the face. Mariah May's the heel, even though I think she will get a pop. I still think Tony will win it. MJF's probably going to beat Ospreay. Mercedes is probably going to beat Britt. Jax Perry's probably going to beat Darby. If the Bucks wrestle, they'll probably win. Do you think Okada will defend the title? Is the Continental Champion? Do you think he'll wrestle?
I should hope so.
It'd be pretty cool to see Okada. I'm ticking it off, mate. That's all I'm doing. I'm just like, that'd be sick. I can see this person wrestle.
Okada wrestling at like 30% effort kind of thing.
Yeah. To be fair, his persona lately is quite funny. Just to call everyone a bitch and just not try. It's quite funny, to be honest. Very Giant-esque back in WCW when he just couldn't be arsed and just didn't try. Very good.
That's what Tony Schiavone was doing. He was copying.
Yeah.
He was copying Okada. Learn from the best.
And then the tease has been maybe Hangman, because him and Hangman have been like nose to nose a few times, but I'd rather Hangman wrestle Jarrett.
Of course. So you could chant Jay. Hey, double R, double T. What about NJS match? You go, Trump's gonna be your president. Trump's going to be your president.
I don't care about politics enough to give a shit about Trump anyway, so don't even care about our own politics, let alone another country.
Well, there you go. That's 2 hours of wrestling.
Indeed.
Are we proud of ourselves?
Yes.
You're damn right.
Are we going to do it again? Probably.
Are we question talking like Liam playing D&D? We sure are. Do we have D&D episodes available? on our podcast streams. You bet you're sure. We bet your sweet ass we do.
Yeah, we do. Next week you will be getting a Dungeons and Dragons episode because we're taking a week off, and Mitch still isn't going to be back. So,
and then I'm guessing the week after that it had to be something football related, because the football season would have started. The football season would have.
Yeah, it would have. It will be. Believe it or not, the season starts next Friday.
So make our predictions before the season starts, and then announce them on the episode afterwards. Cool, just like last season.
Just like last season, yeah. Because the episode after will be filmed between the 19th and the 22nd, so leading up to the second week of the season. So
there you go. Cool. All right, then. Well, we should inform Mitchell to start making his Premier League predictions then, surely. While he's on the beach.
Well, Mitchell, while you're watching, we're looking at you. We're looking at you now. Get your predictions ready.
Yeah.
Stop flirting with the Cypriot men. Stop it. You're married. Just because you got a fringe now, don't mean anything.
He is a handsome man.
Get your predictions ready.
Sweet. Well, everything's falling apart.
Everything's falling apart. I've got rabbits crashing into things behind me.
Yeah.
It's going crazy.
Cool.
Well, 2 hours of wrestling. What did you expect? You know the rules. When it's us two, it's always loads of wrestling. All the previous episodes and the previous wrestling episodes are all available on all podcasting platforms. You can find us using our government name, which is Wait What, a trio of nonsense. You can find us on X and on Instagram at WaitWhatPodTrio, TikTok at the Wait What Podcast, where you can see Dave turn into London Hulk Hogan. And if you're listening, all the videos are on YouTube, Wait What Podcast.
Thanks a lot, guys. CM Punk's an idiot.